Hi, it's Zach from Groovy Entertainment. Today we got another book to read for you. Today's book is The Berenstain Bears and the In Crowd for 1989. So let's get started. It was early summer in Bear Country. School had been out for 3 weeks, and brother and sister Bear had settled into a comfortable routine. A bike, a bike riding, playing ball, exploring, and just journalizing, having fun. They had chores, of course, keeping their room neat, helping with yard cleanup, and when he got very busy, helping Papa Bear in his shop, mostly though they were looking forward to a carefree summer of fun and relaxation. But sometimes the road ahead is not as smooth as we would like. Sometimes there are unexpected potholes in the road of life, and Sister Bear, as it turned out, was heading for a real blaster. When school closed, the playground was the gathering place for brother and sister and the neighborhood cubs. It had swings and slides, a jungle jump, a track and sandbox for little cubs. There was also jump ropes, frisbees, and soccer balls you can get from Miss Mac, Miss Mac, who was in charge. On most days, Sister would stop off for her best friend Lizzie Brute, and they would go to the playground together. After a swing and a slide or two, they would get a jump rope from Miss Mac. Lately, they had been getting two jump ropes for double dutch. In double dutch, the jumper jump over two ropes that are being turned in opposite directions. It isn't easy, but Sister and Lizzie and some of their friends had been patched again and were getting pretty good at it. That was what was happening the day the trouble started. Sister and Lizzie had two jump ropes and was looking for other cubs to join them. But when there was but where was everybody? Where was Annie, Millie, and Lindy, their usual jumping mate? And they looked around the corner. They spied a small crowd at the far corner of the playground near the bike track. That was that when Annie ran by. How about a little double dutch? Called Sister. Can't now, shouted Annie. There's a new club, or a new cub with a terrific 10-speed bike, and she's letting us take turn riding it. It sounds interesting, and even though Sister and Lizzie was still a bit small for two-wheelers, they decided to investigate. The new cub not only had a pretty sharp bike, it was purple and it had 10 speed and handbrakes. She was pretty sharp herself. She wore purple stretch pants, a designer top, a yellow headband, and hoops earrings. Her name, Queenie McBear, whispered Andy, and she just moved into the neighborhood. She had pierced ears. Sister pushed through the crowd, gave the newcomer, who was taller than she was and a little older, a big smile, and say hi. I am Sister Bear. Queenie smiled too, but it wasn't exactly friendly. Sister Bear, she said. Now what kind of name is that? And you have got to be kidding with those clothes. A pink ruffled jumper and a half bow. Well, says sister, a little confused. It's my kind of name. And as for my clothes, why don't you and your little friend go play in the sandbox? Interrupted Queenie, not giving sister a chance to finish. Then she got on her bike and shouted, "Come on, gang, let's go to the Dairy Bear for some soft ice cream. My treat." And off she zoomed down the road. Jumpmate Anna, Millie, and Linda looked a little embarrassed, but soft ice cream was soft ice cream, so they got on their bike with the rest and followed Queenie down the road. Now sister was very confused and upset too. "I don't get it," said Lizzie. "All you did was say hi." "Say, I know what," she added, trying to cheer herself up. "I heard that Miss Mac is organizing a double dutch tournament with prizes and everything. Come on, let's go sign up." Sister Bear didn't even answer. She was so upset that she just turned and went home. She was usually so cheerful after a session at the playground. That is, didn't take long for Mama Bear to figure out that something much had gone wrong. Popeye and Brother Bear noticed too. After supper, the whole story of Queenie came out. Her bike, her sharp clothes, and how she made fun of Sister, and then cheated everybody to soft ice cream. "Everybody except me and Lizzie," she said grumpily. "What did she make? Why? What did she make fun of?" asked Mama. "My name, my clothes, my hair." "Bo, me," said Sister. "Oh dear," said Mama. "That wasn't very nice. Not very nice at all. Maybe she's just trying to make an impression." "Well, she certainly made an impression on me," said Sister. "A bad impression." Of course, Mama had been a cub once, and she knew about the in crowd, and cubs like Queenie who tried to build himself up by putting other cubs down. But she also knew that it didn't do much good to to stew about it. So she gave Sister a hug and said, "Don't fret, sweetie. I'm sure, I'm a sure thing will look a lot brighter in the morning." Things did not look a lot brighter in the morning, and Sister Bear would once again her composite self. She decided that today she would ride her trike to the playground. The playground was just as much hers as Queenie, and besides, she wanted to ask Miss Mac about that double dutch tournament. It sounded interesting, and maybe Queenie wouldn't even be there. Queenie was not only there, she and the gang was riding around the tracks on their bikes. When Sister tried to join in, all she got for her trouble was a cloud of dust and more Queenie smart talk. "Well, if it isn't little Miss Halfbow, or Hairbow, on her tractor, excuse our dust," she shouted as she whizzed past. "Excuse her dust indeed," thought Sister, getting an idea. "I'll show that Queenie McBear." She pedaled home as fast as she could. She hoped Brother Bear wasn't out riding his big two-wheeler, because that was her idea to borrow his bike, go back and ride circles around that Queenie McBear. She managed to get on Brother Bike by standing on a step, and she almost got it going, but her legs were a little too short, and after a few wobbly circles, she crashed. Oh dear, said Mamma, who had just returned from a quick shopping trip to the mall and was watching from one of the treehouse windows. She had a pretty good idea that Sister's attempt to ride the two-wheeler had something to do with Queenie in the in crowd. I guess you had another run-in with that new cub, she said as Sister came into the house. Well, here's a little something to cheer you up. She reached into her shopping bag and took out some new and different clothes for Sister Bear. There was there was some very sharp jeans, a green and white striped designer top, and a bright green headband for me, said Sister. Of course, said Mamma. Come on, let's try them on. You know she, she continued as she helped Sister out of her pink ruffled jumper and polka dot blouse and into her new outfit. Maybe these new things will change your luck. Maybe, agreed Sister. But then she asked, Mama, why did Queenie pick on me like that? Well, said Mamma thoughtfully, sometimes there are cubs, even grown-ups, who behave that way. They show off, they show off for the crowd by picking on someone who has certain kind of names or wear a certain kind of clothes. They try to build themselves up by putting others down. That's how the in crowds get started. But how about Anna, Millie, and Linda, ex sister? They are always been my friends. Why did they side with Queenie? Maybe because they were glad Queenie wasn't picking on them. And soft ice cream is soft ice cream. There, she said, removing Sister Pink hair bow and putting on her new hairband. You are all set. Here, have a look at yourself in the mirror. It's very nice, Sister said, and I rarely appreciate the new things, but there's one problem. It's just not me. I like me, she said, as she stripped down, and I wouldn't change me for a whole bunch of Queenie McBear. Then she took off the new outfit and put on her old one, hair bow and all, and she can keep her old in crowd. Excuse me, Mama, I have to make a phone call. She marched over to the phone and dialed a number. Hello, Lizzie, she said about that double dutch tournament. The double dutch tournament had gotten to be a big thing. A lot of teams signed up. There was even some club teams. Brother Bear was on one, along with cousin Fred and the two tall game. When Sister and Lizzie signed up, Anna, Millie, and Linda quit Queenie team and joined Sister. Not only was Sister the best double dutch in the neighborhood, but Anna and the other was getting a little tired of Queenie's snooty way. Sister Bear led her team in a fine and exhibit of jumping as had ever been seen in Bear Country. It was no contest. Her team won going away. It was no contest. Her team won going away. Queenie team was a double dutch disaster, especially Queenie, who had made the mistake of wearing beads and big hoop earrings that caught in the rope and ended in a terrible tingle. After the prizes were awarded, the Cubs all crowded around and congratulated Sister. They wanted her to teach them some of her double dutch tricks. As they lined up for lesson, Lizzie called out to Queenie, "How about you?" No thanks, said Queenie, with a little grin. I have already learned my lesson. So that was the Berenstain Bears and the In Crowd from 1989. So if you like, subscribe, share, and comment. Have a groovy day with another video coming out real soon.